Hello, this is the Machinima panel discussion for our group. My name is Jade Glimmer, aka Jeanette Hawkinson.
My name is Amaryllis, aka Lasharn Carter Andrews.
I'm Joyce Nichols, aka Janella Onyx Arm.
Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yes.
I am Mariak, aka Joe Jarvis.
And I am Iranian, aka Erin Jordan.
Okay. And we are going to each take a question, and then everyone's going to chime in with their own opinions for that question. So, number 1, take it away.
Okay, I'm Lasharn, aka Amaryllis. And the first question was, what did you learn in weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4? I learned that gaming can be useful in education. We got to experience that through the Quest Atlantis, I think, the most. So I learned that gaming can actually enhance curriculum in different ways, that it's something that children today are very much into, so it's only going to benefit our teaching if we incorporate it into our instruction. Anybody else?
And what I learned is that education should be fun, and that we need to focus more on making sure that we incorporate games, not just games, but just making sure that we think about how much fun the students are having in every lesson plan. And by reading the text for this class, they did a good job incorporating the research into the fact that kids learn a lot better when they're having fun as they're learning. So that's what I learned.
I would like to chime in. This is Erin Jordan, aka Iranian. One of the things I learned was the why behind why people play video games, and what is their motivation, and why do they continuously play for hours, and what are they getting out of it. And one of the things that I've discovered, it's definitely something that the older generation do to escape reality, just like going to see a movie. You're doing something in a virtual world that you may not be able to do in real life. So it's definitely a way of escape. I did ask some older people and then also some younger people, and my little brother, who's 11, what was his motivation behind doing it? And for him, it was a challenge, and just conquering that challenge. And I thought it was very interesting to see the different perspectives from different age groups. And that was one of the things I learned is the why.
Excellent.
Okay, this is Jeanette, aka Jade Glimmer. What I learned in the weeks, basically what everyone else has said. I can see where the role-playing exercises are a benefit to just about any discipline within the education system. The gaming, especially the ones that we've played in this class, for the most part, I can't see using them in my discipline, which is business. But I can see, like Quest Atlantis, how other disciplines, English, science, math, that kind of thing, would be able to utilize it.
Well, I agree with that. Especially, this is Joyce again. I agree with the Quest Atlantis and the Spore. Dungeons and Dragons, that was a bust for us. It just didn't work out well for our group. RuneScape, I would not be able to use in my classroom. Definitely World of Warcraft, I would not be allowed to have in the building, anywhere near the building.
Same here.
So Spore and Quest Atlantis, I was very excited about those two.
Yeah, I think Quest Atlantis is probably the most educational game that we played in the class. But the most fun was definitely World of Warcraft. And there was a reason that I had never played World of Warcraft and vowed never to play World of Warcraft. But since being forced to in this class, I now can see time slipping away for me in the future. I'm considering purchasing it, but luckily I don't have the money right now. So hopefully I'll forget about it after this month is over, and I won't dive into it and lose all of my free time.
And all your free money.
Yes.
This is Lasharn, Amaryllis.
Okay.
Don't you think it kind of pushed us to rely on one another, and it kind of models what true cooperative learning would be in a classroom?
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely did.
It was in these other games where he said, oh, you can play as a group or go individually. Well, it was a lot easier just to go in when you had time instead of trying to get together with everybody when we all have so many different things going on in our lives.
Right, busy schedules. It's in different time zones. It's really hard to schedule the time together for us.
Yeah.
But yes, if you have kids in one place, you know, and can have them all in at the same time, like in Quest Atlantis, you know, that's good. And if you can set up a time frame for that, that's good. But trying to work with different schedules makes it really difficult.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a couple things to add. This is Erin. I actually thought that Dungeons and Dragons, even though our group didn't play it as well as we could have, I think that in my line of work, I could use it for corporate training, because if you think about the mind of someone who sits behind a desk all day and doesn't have time to really build on their imagination and creativity and different ways to interact with their team, and some people may not even understand, you know, the different personalities that they work with every day. A game like Dungeons and Dragons will definitely, if you play it like you're supposed to and you get into role playing, I think it can definitely take you to a different place where you're actually learning something and you're learning something about each other. So I don't think that all of the games were at a loss for me. I think it just depends on how you play it and how you apply it to your profession.
That's true.
That's true.
I do agree with that.
And the beauty about Dungeons and Dragons is that you don't have to have medieval characters with swords. You could just as easily have somebody working in a corporate environment, given some sort of simulation to help them work out a problem. And if they can all do it together, then I think it's great. So I agree. I think the experience of Dungeons and Dragons and figuring out how it works was beneficial. Although we probably will never play Dungeons and Dragons in our careers, we can definitely adapt that to fit some sort of role playing in our field.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Moving on, how will you change your educational delivery to include gaming? This is Joyce again, and I already have. I am using Spore, Creature Creator, in class right now with my honors class. The reason I'm using my honors class is they are my test group this year for incorporating all things technical into education that I can. Once they've created the creature and we've printed out a picture, then they have to come up with a story about the creature. And this idea comes by way of Jolene. And she was fabulous. She came up with this idea and gave it to us in the discussion board in section 2 about using it in her reading class, and I thought, why not use it in an English class? So the kids are actually writing stories with it. They created the creature, now they're going on and doing a creative writing project with it.
Well, I'm like I said before, I'm definitely going to think every time I plan a lesson on how much fun I can incorporate into the class, whether it be gaming or simulations or some way that the kids can interact and be cooperative with each other and try to solve some problems. So I've already started to think about that. I've already used the simulation that I created in week 2 in this class, in my class, and it went really well, and the kids really got into it. So it will definitely affect the way that I deliver my content.
Right.
Well, and this is Jeanette. For the past couple of years, I've used a game in my Intro to Business class. And it's a Disney game online. It's called Hot Shot Business. And they take the role of an owner of a business, and they have to pretty much make money. Now, I did notice in another document or another site that Dr. Siegel mentioned, there were some business games that he had come across, and I'm investigating those, but I can't guarantee that they are appropriate or age appropriate, level appropriate for my students as of right now. So that's one of the things that I'm doing to incorporate gaming.
Cool.